Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're starting a brand new series, and this one is going to be practical from the very first episode lesson. We're going to connect a Flutter app to Google Sheets and use it as a fully functional CMS, a content management system. That means we'll read data from a sheet, write new data to it, update existing rows, and delete them. Full CRUD, all from Flutter. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Google Sheets as a backend? Seriously? And yes, seriously, there are real scenarios where this makes a ton of sense. And I'm going to show you exactly what those are. By the end of this series, you'll have built a product catalog app, a Flutter app where you can manage a list of products stored entirely in a Google Sheet. No Firebase or Superbase or any custom server, just Flutter and Sheets. Let's get into it. Before you write a single line of code, I want to make sure we're on the same page about when you should reach for this and when you absolutely shouldn't. Google Sheets is a terrible database. I'll say that upfront. It has no foreign keys, no indexing, no real-time subscription. It wasn't designed for concurrent writes, and it has API rate limits that will bite you in production if you're not careful. But here's the thing, for certain use cases, it's genuinely perfect. My first use case is internal tools. You're building a dashboard or admin panel for a small team. The non-technical people on that team already live in Google Sheets. They update their product catalog, their pricing, their content, all in Sheets. Your Flutter app just needs to read and display that data. Connecting directly to Sheets means no separate CMS, no extra database to maintain, or no migration headaches. The sheet is the CMS. Another use case is prototyping. You have a product idea and you want to validate it fast. You don't want to set up a backend just to test it if people will use your app. Sheets gives you a real data store in about 10 minutes. You ship, you validate, you migrate to a proper backend later if you need to. Then the third use case is small scale public apps. So think a community events board, a local directory, or a school timetable. Read heavy, small data updated occasionally. Sheets is more than capable here. When not to use it, user authentication data, financial transactions, high frequency writes, or anything where you need real relational data, or any app with more than a few hundred users hitting it simultaneously. For those, you use Superbase, Firebase, or a proper backend. So, right tool, right job. With that said, let's build something. Across this series, we're building a product catalog app, a Flutter app that shows a list of products. Each product has a name, a price, a category, and a description. The data lives in a Google Sheet. From the app, you can view all products, add a new product, edit an existing product, and delete a product. Simple, clean, real world, and it covers every concept we need to teach the full API. So here's what the Google Sheet will look like, just a flat table. That's it, one sheet, one table, every row is a product. Alright, let's set up the plumbing. To talk to the Google Sheets API from Flutter, we need to go through Google Cloud. This is the part that may feel intimidating. It's just a lot of clicking, but I'm going to walk you through every single step. So step 1, create a Google Cloud project. Go to console.cloud.google.com. Click the project drop-down at the top. It will say something like select a project. Click new project. Give it a name. I'll call mine Flutter-Sheets-CMS. Click create. Wait a few seconds for it to provision, then make sure it's selected in the top drop-down. The second step is enabling the Google Sheets API. In the left sidebar, go to APIs and Services, head over to Library, search for Google Sheets API. Click it, then click Enable. You also want to enable the Google Drive API. Some operations like listing files go through Drive and not Sheets, so search for it and enable it too when you need to play around with files. Then step 3 is an overview of authentication. So here's something that trips us a lot. Sheets API requires authentication. That's not optional. Every request needs to be signed. There are 2 ways to authenticate, and we're going to cover one of them in this series. We have the service account. This is like a bot account. It's not tied to any human user. You create a key file, download it, and your app uses it to sign requests. Nobody has to log in. This is great for internal tools and admin panels where you control the data. Then we have the auth 2.0. This lets a real Google user sign in. The app says, hey, can I access your sheets? and the user approves. This is right for apps where different users own different data. To learn more about Google authentication, I have a tutorial over on the channel. I'll leave the link down below. In lesson 2, we implement service account. For now, project setup is what we're doing today. Let's scaffold the Flutter project. Open your terminal and run flutter create flutter _sheets _CMS. Then navigate to the folder. Now let's open pubspec.yum and add all our necessary dependencies. We have the Google APIs for the Google Sheets API. We have the DIO, which is the HTTP client. Google _sign_in for the Google sign-in. But that's for you when you're trying to play around with the link I'll leave down below for auth 2.0. Then we have Google APIs _auth for HTTP auth extensions. Then we'll have Riverpod for our state management. Proceed to run flutter pub-get. Now we're going to use a feature fast structure. Here's what the final layout will look like. Don't create all of this now. We'll build them as we go. It's clean, scalable, and keeps each concern in its own place. The core directory, the auth folder, is where our auth strategy will live. The features folder, specifically the catalog folder, is where our product related code will be. Now let's create our data model right now. Create a file called product.dart. A few things to note here. From sheet row takes a type of list type dynamic. That's exactly what the Sheets API gives us back. Each item in the list is a cell value. To sheet row converts back to a list. That's what we send when writing. And then we use double or try pass with a fallback to 2.0 so malformed data doesn't crash the app. Now let's set up the Google Sheet. Go to sheets.google.com and create a new spreadsheet. Name it Product Catalog. In the first row, let's add these headers: ID, name, price, category, and description. Then let's add a couple of rows of test data. Then you can copy the spreadsheet ID from the URL. It looks less like something like this, and save that ID. We'll use it in every episode. So here's what we're building across the 6 lessons, and we are where we are today. So right now we're just going through the concept, setup, project scaffold, and the product model only. And the next lesson we're going to focus on the service account auth. And the next one we're going to focus on reading data with the Google APIs data package, then reading data, writing and updating data, then deleting data and batch operations, and finally error handling and loading states and offline resilience. So we're going to be laying the foundation today. Next lesson we get into the actual API calls. Alright, that's lesson 1. You now understand when Sheets make sense as a CMS. You've got your Google Cloud project created and the Sheets API enabled, your Flutter project scaffolded with the right dependencies and the folder structure in place, and the product model written. In lesson 2, we're going to implement service account authentication, the no login approach, and make our first real API call to read data from the sheet. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss lesson 2. Drop any questions in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next one.